Troopers say a Gastonia man faces a second-degree murder charge after a crash this morning that killed a Cleveland County paramedic. Police booked Jared Logan into jail this afternoon, hours after he's accused of crashing into that ambulance. The paramedic was treating a patient inside the ambulance when a car crashed into it from behind. And tonight we're on your side, digging deeper, finding that crashes involving drugs and alcohol are on the rise in our area. WBTV's Forrest Tucker joins us now live in our newsroom with that data. Forrest.
Siobhan, the North Carolina Highway Patrol says that accidents involving people under the influence of drugs and alcohol is on the rise in recent years across the Charlotte metro area, and that can also be the case over the summer.
Drinking and driving and impaired driving is a choice. This is a tragedy that could have been avoided.
State Highway Patrol with a strong message after troopers say a Cleveland County EMT was killed when an impaired driver crashed his car into the ambulance she was working in on Monday morning. Master Trooper Robert Rogers, who serves the Charlotte area, says this tragedy is an example of how driving while impaired is a choice, and it happens more during the summer.
There's a lot more people on the road. There's a lot more people traveling, vacation. A lot of our unexperienced drivers, like our teen drivers, are also out on the roads. So they're not in school, they're on vacation. There's a lot more parties and cookouts. Seems to be a lot more drinking and impairment.
But this issue is not limited to the summer months. In 2025, fatal crashes that involve drugs or alcohol in the Charlotte metro area were both up compared to the year before. From 2020 to 2025, 579 people have been killed in crashes involving either drugs or alcohol. There are many reasons for those stats as well.
North Carolina, there's a lot of people moving to North Carolina. We've been in the top categories for a state to live the last several years. That also comes with more people on our interstates, roads and interstates. With that, more traffic, more people on our roads, there's going to be more speeding, there's going to be more reckless driving, and unfortunately more impaired driving.
And if you're driving near an ambulance, Trooper Rogers says to treat them as first responders, whether they have their lights on or not.
They may be actively giving life-saving care. They may be heading to a situation to help a motoring public or help someone with a medical need. They do absolutely, in North Carolina, fall over the move-over law, so that if they do have their lights and siren activated, you actually are required by law to move over, give those first responders a full lane to work with.
Jared Logan is scheduled to be in court on Tuesday at 1:30 in the afternoon. Live in the newsroom tonight, Forrest Tucker, WBTV, on your side.
Just a tragic story, Forrest. Thank you. And you